I want to welcome everybody to this Greater Things to Come conference call. My name is Steve Michael, and I'll be hosting this conference call. And, man, you guys are in for a treat tonight. We've got three outstanding stories about the company Pure tonight that we're going to share with you from all over the country. And I just want to start the call off by saying to you that, I found Pure back in 2010. And when I took a look at it for the very first time, there were several things I saw about the company. But on the front end, the very first thing I saw was a world-class nutritional product. And, I don't use the term world-class lightly. These products are world-class. And what really struck me, and although tonight we're going to talk a lot about our sports performance product line, but when I first looked at this company, what struck me the most about the product line was a system in place to help people be physically successful in using the products. And that system here is called Cleanse, Balance, Build. And that system that's in place is truly what separates this company, I believe, from all the others in the industry today. But let me also say to you this. When I started looking at this company, I've been around long enough. I've been taking nutritional supplements for a lot of years. And when I saw Pure for the very first time, I realized that you can have a really good product. But if you don't have leadership at the top of the company, you know what? The product's not going to be around for very long. And I noticed something real fast about this company. When I took a look at the CEO and the president of the company, Darren Hogue, it became very apparent to me right now that the company was being led by the right person. A person of integrity, a person of character, a person that's got a reputation for taking companies from small to big and from good to great. And that's what I seen in Darren from the get-go. I also seen in Mr. Jung a leader, a world-class international leader, a guy in marketing and advertising that has built businesses from the ground up and has the business acumen to take this company from where it was in 2010, which is a $10 or $11 million company, to today, a $250 million brand internationally speaking, on its way to $1 billion. And those are things that I'm extremely excited about. And, I'm going to talk to three guys tonight that have taken this business from, maybe they came on board to find a product and they walked away with a business or I don't know what they came for. They're going to share their story, and I'm not going to take their thunder away from them. But I can tell you this, there are three champion coaches on this call here tonight. And here's the deal. You don't have to be a coach to be part of Pure. Let me be very clear about that. You don't have to be a coach. But these guys tonight are world-class outside the arena of Pure. They're world-class as husbands. They're world-class as fathers. They were world-class as coaches. And now they're world-class in the world of Pure. And so without any further ado, I'm going to start tonight by going down to Prosper, Texas. We've actually got two coaches out of the great state of Texas. But we're going to start with Coach Jason Lavender, again, out of Prosper, Texas. Jason and his wife, Shelly, are building an outstanding Pure business. They're presidential levels in this company. And so, Jason, I'm going to turn it over to you, Coach.
Hey, Steve. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? I want to make sure you hear me okay.
I got you loud and clear, buddy.
Awesome. Hey, first off, it's a great honor to be on the call with the gentleman, with yourself and the other two fine gentlemen, Jason and Coach P, tonight. It's always a pleasure to share this stuff with everybody, but it's even more of an honor to be on this call with you guys. It means a lot to me. I'm Jason Lavender. My wife and I, Shelly, we jumped in this business, a little bit over a year ago. We're from Prosper, Texas. We're very busy. I'm a high school football coach. My wife is a dental hygienist. We still work. We do this part-time. We have three kids. My son, Jackson, is an 8th grader. My daughter, Kenzie, is 10 years old. And my youngest daughter, Lexi, is 8 years old. As you can imagine, around in our household, being a football coach and living in the life of competitive athletics my whole life, we live our life in a competitive family. I mean, I just walked in the door from a soccer tournament. My son plays football. My youngest daughter plays soccer and volleyball. And so we're extremely busy, and we live in a competitive family. I've been coaching for over 19 years. And so that's my family dynamic. I love it when people say, hey, I'm too busy. I can guarantee you this. There's not anybody busier than what we are. We're doing something every night, and we still find time to do this just because it's very, very important, not only from a cleanse, balance, and build standpoint, but from a product standpoint, in which I'll touch on in a little bit later. When we first saw Pure, I actually resisted it. My wife came in and said, after talking to Jason and Whitney, our daughter, played soccer together, and heard them talking about this company, Pure. to everybody, and they talked to us about it. And Jason talked to me about it. And this is a family that I respect very, very much, and so really took a good look. But I tried to find every way and every excuse why not to do this. And Jason would bring me product, and I would try it, and I liked it. And I was with the previous company for about 20 years. And I was a loyal person. And but my wife came in one night when I was game planning, and I'll never forget. It was a team that I'm an offensive coordinator. I'm trying to score touchdowns and first downs, and my wife came in the middle of football season and said, "Hey, we're going to do this." I'm like, "Okay, well, good luck. I've got to figure out how to score a touchdown or first down," And so she's the one that really jumped in. After about a week, we got a check for $48. I kind of winked and tapped her on the back and said, "Hey, great job. Keep going, Tiger," that kind of deal. She told me to be quiet and try to score a touchdown or first down. But as time went along, she built this business. By the time, unfortunately, our season ended, she'd made about $13,000, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy!" And I continued to kind of dabble in the product. But here's what changed for us: is that once I jumped in, and teamed up with her, and I started taking the product, it was a game changer for me. It completely changed my current situation. That's when I saw Pure was the real deal. The action I took is I took a hold of the system that was in place, not only the cleanse, balance, build, but the system that we had in place, the show, share, and connect. I was sharing it with everybody because it was working on my body, and we're definitely benefiting from it financially as well. We came in with the big pack, the 30-share pack, and in a little bit inside of a year, we made $250,000. Now, I talk about the money, but here's the thing. It changed my life in terms of the products. I was diagnosed with being a pre-diabetic, and I thought I was taking the greatest products in the world, the greatest supplements in the world. And when I got my results back, I was shocked because I'm a person that loves to run 5Ks, and I lift, and I try to compete and stay competitive. And I was taken back. Well, once my doctor looked at the products I was taking from another company, he said, "Throw those in the trash." I said, "Well, I have another product that I'm looking at. Will you take a look at them?" He said, "Absolutely." So I took him your products. He looked over the ingredients. He said, "Man, this is all natural. This is plant-based. You need to get on these products." I said, "Well, I'm already taking them." He goes, "Well, continue to take them." Well, after about 6 months, my glucose number went down. It changed for the better. So that's when I was really sold. The future of this company, I'm telling you, I'm excited because of the people that are involved. The leadership you spoke to about earlier is unbelievable. Mr. Young and Darren Hogue are, I've got a lot of books on leadership. And John Maxwell, and I'll never forget one of the things he's always said, an organization can never rise above its leadership level. And our leadership level in this company is a 10. And every time I see Mr. Young, Darren Hogue, they're just so transparent. They're genuine, and they're servant. And that's something that really attracted me to this company. The products, the sports line, that's why we're here tonight. I cannot tell you enough. My two favorites. I have a problem with hydration. Sometimes I don't drink enough water, especially whenever I'm competing. I heard Coach P talk about our hydrate. I'm telling you, I take hydrate on a daily basis. I take 2 to 3, sometimes to 4 of those hydrates on a daily basis. I love them. In addition to water, it's a game changer for me. And especially the next product that I love is our Circulate. As you get older, as some of us know, your body and joints don't work as well, and it takes a little bit longer for them to warm up. But here's what I like about Circulate, in my opinion. I mix it with the hydrate, and it seems to jumpstart my workouts, and not only jumpstart, but it seems to propel me through my workouts because I feel like I'm getting blood flow to my muscles. And so it's really makes my workouts more impactful, and it just drives it to another level. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, and this is what I'm excited about. My kids, I posted a video today of my daughter right before her championship soccer game, mixing Energize and Hydrate to get her ready to go. We do that on a daily basis. My son's going to be a freshman He lives on hydrate and adapt. He loves the adapt, and he loves the rebuild because I give it to him after workouts and before he goes to bed at night. So the GPS products, not only for myself, but for my kids. And if I'm not mistaken, Steve, our company is one of the probably the first and only products in the world to offer a GPS line for kids, which is huge. You talk about the future of this company, man, the sky's the limit. Hey, that's my story. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be on this call, Steve. Thank you very much.
Coach, man, I appreciate those words. I'm taking notes here while you're talking, and a couple of things struck me. You really did. You and your wife saw the product first, and you built a part-time business. And I want to hit on that because this business is best done part-time. And in a part-time way, if I heard you right, you guys are trekking at about $250,000 in a part-time business. Your wife's still working full-time. You want to talk about an opportunity to be debt-free. You want to talk about an opportunity to set a path for your family that very few people set. You're on your way to doing it, Coach. So appreciate that. And I love your words about the youth and the products that they're using. We've got an obesity issue. We've got a health crisis in our adolescents today. And to know that you and your family, this is that important to them is awesome. So thank you, Coach. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to move out of the great state of Texas before we come back to it. And we're going to go down to Sandia Park, New Mexico. We are privileged to have join us tonight the 1997 strength coach, NCAA strength coach of the year, a guy that is as well-versed as anybody in understanding the 6 products that are part of the sports performance line here at Pure. And he's going to share a little bit about his story. He and his wife, Christine's story, their presidential levels here. They've got a fabulous story, a fabulous reason of why they got started in the company. What drives them and where they see this company going with, as Coach Lavender has already alluded to, a world-class sports nutrition product. So without further ado, Coach Polson, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Will do. Thank you, Steve. And I enjoyed Coach Lavender, and he's become a very good friend. And in the few minutes that I have here, just to give you a little bit of insight into my life, and maybe you can relate to it, I have coached in the college athletic ranks for 32 years. I'm now retired, but my job was to help athletes get bigger, stronger, faster, everything you need to win. So, and I've always loved that. I think everybody on the call tonight is very competitive. In fact, I'd make the case that we were all created to be competitive. If you're not competitive in life, you're heading south. So I think that's a given. But I'm married. I have 4 children. I saw this company 8 years ago. I had 2 kids in college and 2 in high school. And I was in a position with what I do where it was very difficult to get a bonus, an increase, and raise, anything like that. I've got plenty of watches at banquets. I got plenty of rings at bowl games, but it didn't come with any money. And they don't take watches in college. So I needed to find something. So in my infinite wisdom, and I have a background in nutrition in graduate school, I put together some of the best nutritionists in the world, and we started a company in the retail setting. What I didn't know, because again, I'm not a businessman, I had to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started. And we launched and had success, but in 2008, in the banking collapse, the banks all got scared and called in loans, and we lost everything. So I don't know if anybody listening has ever had to call their friends and acquaintances and investors and tell them that everything went belly up. That's not a fun call, and I never wanted to do that again. So when I saw Pure, I looked at the fact that there was, quite frankly, no risk. It was just all about sweat equity. Well, that's where I was. I had lost too much money. I had none left to lose. And I took advantage of this, and I saw in the company a philosophy that, well, let me put it this way. The more knowledge do we seem to gain in this world on nutrition, the sicker and fatter we're getting. So something is wrong. And I saw what they were proposing as a philosophy in Cleanse, Balance, Build. And I thought, that is the most common sense thing I've ever heard. If in fact the products do what they say. Well, they did. And as I sampled them and I took action, came in at a 1,500 point pack. And, that was a joke to me compared to the money I'd lost. And we took this thing, and an interesting thing is we were able to quadruple my retirement income after 25 years of going 6 and 7 days a week, 70, 80 hours a week. I was able to triple my or quadruple my retirement income in 2 years. How is that possible? Well, you know, I know how to work. Everybody listening knows how to work. So it's just been quite an experience for us to again, just grab the coattails of a company. And as Steve indicated, when I saw it, it was a $10 million company. I do believe it's $1 billion brand because we are fatter and sick. People need help. The product I'd like to highlight, Energize, is a super product in the GPS line for multiple reasons, of which I won't go into depth. But if you're looking for pre-workout, get your mind and clear out the cobwebs early in the morning, go to work, get something done. That's what you want. This Energize, just put in 8 to 10 ounces of water, slam it, and you are golden for 6 to 8 hours. Then they also just came out with a product called Reset, which I am a big fan of because I know, and I have known, that most of the body's repair takes place at night. So to give it the right nutrition to help your muscles repair, to clear out toxins, to do a host of things, including supporting your natural human growth hormone, you got to keep all the muscle you've got. So those two products are really, I could build a business on those two products alone, let alone everything they have here. They also, just so you know out there, have now been certified with Informed Sport. Why is that important? Informed Sport is the gold standard for certification. Most companies out there don't have any certification. Some have what's called NSF certification, where they batch test. They'll test every once in a while a particular product, but Informed Sport, they test every single batch. So that is, as I said, it's a Cadillac. So you can be confident promoting that product. So as I wrap up, I would just tell you that I heard this phrase, a couple of phrases from coaches. I've always loved it. Nothing positive is going to happen in your life until you get excited about something. I don't care what it is. If it's not this, go find something to get excited about, or your life is going nowhere. And then the last one is 3 simple words. And this is from a head coach who's now at San Diego State, Rocky Long. Coaches like slogans. Every year, come up with a new slogan, keeps kids motivated. His was simply this, and it's consistent. Players make plays. That's all athletics is. That's all life is. Players make plays. When it comes down to crunch time, somebody is going to make a play, and those are guys that want the ball. And that's the same in business. Find somebody who wants the ball, who wants to make a play. So my job now is to go help people make plays and enjoy the process. Steve, back to you.
Man, Coach, I appreciate that. You know, if I can just, I'm going to take something you said at the very end, and you talked about crunch time. You know, I remember being part of the conversations with you about Pure, and I remember that it was crunch time in your life at that time. And just like any great player or any great coach was, you know what, he maybe got beat on Friday night or Saturday afternoon, but he was back in film room on Sunday morning, or maybe even after the game, and you came to play. And you're a life changer, man. You're changing a lot of lives. You're making a big difference, and you're putting you and Miss Christine's life on a great path. So thank you, Coach, for being part of it. All right, we're going to swing back to the great state of Texas now, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to steal any of this guy's thunder, but I will tell you that he and his wife, Whitney, also live in Prosper, Texas, and their story and what they're doing right now in this industry, and I'm not hear me clearly, what they're doing in the industry of direct sales, what they're doing in this space of nutrition and any other direct sales part of the industry is probably second to nobody. They are leading the pack in what they're doing here. And I'm going to turn the call over to Coach Johns and let him tell their story and a little bit about their family and the products they use. And man, sit down and take some notes from this guy, because the way he talks and the words that are coming out of his mouth, you know, I believe with all my heart that something's going to resonate with you tonight. You got on this call for a reason, and it may just have been to hear Coach P or Coach Lavender or Coach Johns, but we're going to wrap things up here with Coach Johns tonight before he hands it back to me. So, Coach, take it away, brother.
Thank you, Steve. Certainly an honor and a privilege for Whitney and I to participate in this call tonight. And just to be a part of this, you know, I've been a football coach in Texas for 20 years. I've coached 12 years of high school, 8 years of college. I played at Angelo State, spent 2 years there as a graduate assistant, was a defensive coordinator for 6 years at Abilene Christian, and I've been, like Jason, a head high school football coach here in Texas, been a head high school track coach. Most recently, I was a defensive coordinator at Prosper High School, and a great friend of mine, a great colleague, Kobe Richards, introduced us to Pure. At the time, we weren't looking for the opportunity. What I was looking for was an all-natural hydration product, and he shared energy with me one day. I loved it. And that's how we got started. You know, Whitney and I have been married 19 years. We have 2 beautiful daughters like Jason and Shelly. You know, do everything. Our oldest, Morgan's 14. She's volleyball, basketball, cheer. She's our power lifter. Kennedy's our 10-year-old. She's soccer, track, gymnastics, you name it. Our kids are doing it. And, you know, the reality check for me on the business side, and Whitney, both of us I was 10 years away from retirement. I got my most recent retirement statement from the state of Texas, and I was going to earn $1,800 a month upon retirement in 10 years. And I know what I know. I know who I am, and I know what I'm not. I don't want to be a principal. I don't want to sell athletic equipment. I've gotten out of coaching and tried to do financial services, and I got right back in it because it's just what I am. And so, you know, my wife has a successful online clothing store. And, you know, so we're like, well, let's see if we can take this pure residual income, combine it with teacher retirement, combine it with what you're doing with your boutique, and in 10 years retire on our own terms. And that 10-year plan, you know, literally for us turned into 5 months. You know, we connected with great people that connected with other great people, and here we are. You know, what we see for us is an opportunity on a daily basis to impact men, women, and families in the areas of their lives that mean the most to them. And that's their health, their wellness, and their financial time freedom. And regardless of where you live and who it is, we all have issues in those areas. And that's, you know, the amazing opportunity that we have every single day. The second thing for us that we appreciate are the relationships. You know, whether it's strengthening existing relationships with, you know, people that we've known like Jason and Shelly, or building new relationships with, you know, you and Coach Paulson. You know, when we started, we didn't see a video, we didn't see a Zoom, we never went to a meeting, and we really didn't know what we were doing. We saw it as a business opportunity. We took immediate action, and we haven't stopped, you know, whether it's growing our business on a daily basis, or I'll tell you, a big thing we had to do was humble ourselves and acquire the professional skills to be successful in this industry, because we dang sure didn't have them when we started. We connected with some leaders that plugged us into the system, and Whitney, you know, to her credit, she's a rock star when it comes to inviting people, when it comes to connecting, when it comes to the fundamentals and the X's and O's of what this is about. She's absolutely amazing. In 16 months, we've earned $1 million. I never would have ever thought that would ever come out of my mouth. 8,000 shares in the company. Our largest bonus is 150,000. And kind of like Coach Paulson, I mean, we earn my monthly salary, you know, 2 to 3 times that a week. And, you know, the health and wellness side of it, I haven't felt this good in years. To echo what Coach Lavender said, our family, we use the entire product line. But the most important thing about what we do is we've partnered with over 870 men, women, and families all over the country that are earning anywhere from $6,000 to 6 figures. And that's on a part-time basis. And that's, you know, goes back to the opportunity to impact and change lives. You know, for us, the future, we're all in. The products, they work. And especially the sport performance side of it. You know, I've not been a big supplement guy in the time the 20 years that I've been coaching, because I felt like so much of the branding of sport performance supplements, it was about trying to look a certain way. Or what always concerned me when I was at ACU was every new supplement that came out, within 3 to 6 months, it was being banned, you know, for something that was in it. The NCAA would come in and ban it. I'm firmly convinced that our sport performance line is the absolute best on the market when it comes to maximizing performance, minimizing the risk of injury, and optimizing overall health and wellness. I take all of it. I still, you know, for my age, 45 years old, you know, get in there and get after it. And the two that I really love, number one's adapt. You know, the part of this journey that I really appreciate is learning. And Adapt, the Mumio, fascinated with that. For those of you that haven't heard of it, somebody like me that had never heard of what an adaptogenic herb or an adaptogenic plant is, go look up Mumio. This is something that the Russians have known about for 90 plus years, giving it to their military, their athletes, their cosmonauts. We didn't even know about it in the United States till the late 80s, the early 90s, and just the history and the relationship behind how we acquired this formulation is just absolutely amazing. But it's the most powerful adaptogen on earth. It's the most powerful natural anabolic, anti-inflammatory, overall just general health and wellness. And then we've combined it with reishi mushroom, cordyceps mushroom, golden root, ginseng. I mean, go research any 5 of these things. You need them in your body, but then when you get a product that takes all of them, I mean, the recovery that I feel on a daily basis is absolutely amazing, and I recommend it to everyone, regardless of whether they're a competitive athlete or not. The other one, the product that I love is Rebuild. It's our post-workout. There's 3 things. It's a 1-to-1 protein to carb ratio, because we're just, we're inundated with sugar. Our kids are inundated with sugar. So that's huge, because we need a little bit of sugar, but we need it in the appropriate ratio. More importantly, the type of protein. We're not using soy. We're using whey. We're using pea protein. The branched chain amino acids, that's a big buzzword right now, the building blocks of the muscle tissue, creatine. And so I tell people, they're like, why do you take that? Well, I'll see guys at the gym when they're done, and they've got, a post-workout in one container, a branched chain amino acids in another, and creatine in another. I said, yeah, mine's got all 3 of them. And then, we're all familiar with minerals, the importance of potassium and sodium and calcium. But, I was ignorant. I didn't understand the importance of selenium, chromium, and some of these other trace minerals that we don't get in our diet anymore. And, Rebuild's got 12 of them that are critical to, recovery. So, for the future for us, the product's absolutely amazing. The business is simple. The business works. But the biggest thing for us are the people. One of the things that I've always tried to do in Whitney as well is we want to surround ourselves. One of our goals is surround ourselves with great people. We want people that hold us accountable, that challenge us, that encourage us, that are a positive influence, that are difference makers, because you're going to become who you associate with and who you hang out with. And from, the corporate side, y'all have already alluded to Mr. Young, to Darren, to Sam. You're not going to find a better group of people. But the leaders in the field, the Burnetts, Steve, Coach P, these are the kind of people that we want to partner with, not only professionally, but more importantly, personally. So thank you for including us on this call. And Steve, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Man, Coach, fabulous. I'm going to put you on the spot, Coach.
Yes, sir.
You didn't know this, you're going to get this question. Said you made $1 million in 16 months?
Yes, sir.
What was your first check?
$34.
$34.
First 2 weeks, we made $34.
I'm sorry, say it again.
And the first 2 weeks, we made $34.
Did you ever question whether or not it was going to work for you?
No.
Never did.
No. Just stay the course. If something's working, we keep doing it. If something doesn't work, then let's connect with somebody. Let's figure out what we need to do and move on. I tell people all the time, success in this is not being a product expert. It's not being a business expert. Success is do you have character and integrity to stay the course? Are you passionate about serving other people? Because if you change enough lives, the income will take care of itself. Humble enough to learn what you don't know. That's the big one. And that goes back to, we talk about all the time as coaches, being coachable. And the last thing is just mental toughness, having the ability to persevere through adversity, but then stay humble and focused through prosperity and not becoming complacent and staying the course.
I love it, Coach. Thank you so much for being part of today's call, Coach. I appreciate you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, listen, I'm going to wrap up tonight's call, and you may have gotten this through a link on an email, or you may be at greaterthingstocome.com watching the video right now. Either way, this is what I know. Somebody told you about this pure opportunity. They probably shared some products with you, told you a little bit about it. Obviously, they told you, or showed you this link, or told you to get on this website and take a look at it. I don't know what your reason would be for taking a look at Pure, but this is what I know. When I took a look at the industry, many, many years ago, it wasn't about earning additional income for me. For me, It was about an opportunity to create residual income. It was about an opportunity that allowed that residual income then to create more time in my life. Because I was that guy that truly, I like all of these coaches here. They're diehard coaches. They love to coach. I loved being a businessman because that's what I did. I coached high school football, but that's not what I did. I was a businessman, and I loved what I did in business. But I was that guy that never saw the people he loved the most. And when I found this industry a number of years ago, I found an opportunity to change the course of my life, which gave me that time back by creating a residual income. And much like Coach John's, my first check in the company was $86.76. And I didn't question whether or not it was going to work for me. In fact, that told me it's going to work because the check cashed. All right. I knew I had a world-class nutritional product, and I knew that there was a business opportunity attached to it. And for Joni and I, at the end of the first month, we made about $2,200. At the end of month number 2, we'd up that to about $5,500 for month number 2. And by the end of our first 5 months, we made $30,000. And I knew that we were onto something that was much bigger than I'd ever imagined. But just like the other coaches too, sometimes for us men, it's just about being involved in something bigger than us. It's about those relationships. It's about the friendships that you create. It's about that camaraderie of being with like-minded people. And that's clearly what Joni, my wife, and I have found here, much like these coaches have all spoke about today. So I don't know what your reason is. Maybe your reason for looking at Pure today is about a product. And if that's what it's about, kudos to you. You're going to get started on a world-class nutritional product, whether it's in the Cleanse, Balance, Build system, in the nutritional part of the product line, or it's in the sports nutrition products of either you or your kids or whatever it may be. If it's about the product, get back with the person that introduced you to it. Get back with them and figure out how to get that membership to get that product shipped to your house. If you're listening to this video tonight and you're saying to yourself, you know what, there's something bigger here. There's something bigger than just the product here, because there is. Again, I'm going to encourage you, quickly get back with the person that introduced this to you, because the stories that you've heard tonight, whether it's on the product side or the business side, the opportunity, when I think about the business, I don't think about just purely $1 million worth of income, or for Coach Lavender, $250,000, or for Coach P, what it's done for he and his family. What I think about is debt freedom. I think about the opportunity to put yourself in a place in life that separates you from over 90% of the rest of the population. You want to talk about being a champion, and you want to feel like a champion every day. Find a purpose that gets you to a place in life where you have the freedom of not owing anybody anything. And this business here at Pure can do just exactly that for you. So if the business is something that makes sense for you, take a look at that with us too. Thank you so much for being part of this Greater Things to Come conference call. We appreciate each and every one of you so much. Again, get back with the person that introduced you to it. Good night and God bless.